he say, are you recording already? Okay. Karen asked me to read some of my poems, or maybe all of them, that I wrote in this little book, Poems from Willow Creek. Willow Creek is the farm that I grew up on across the street that my dad and grandfather purchased back in about 1937, I believe it was. This is the brand that I created. This is a W, which is the horns of a steer, and this is a C for the word creek. This is the W for willow, the C for creek. It also stands for William and Clarice, my mother and father. And I'll begin this. As I said, I wrote this in 1996. In the past, I've never made a serious attempt to write any poetry or other works of any consequence. This attempt, I am sure, will have no literary impact on the world. My purpose is for personal enjoyment, and I have discovered that this pastime to be a relaxing diversion for me. These poems are merely an attempt to write down some of my memories of my childhood years on the Willow Creek farm, and a few from recent events in my life. I want to share them with my family and friends, and you may discover and remember those times that we shared. You are a fond part of those memories because I thought of you often when writing. The Willow Creek Farm brand, as I had just explained to you, on the cover of the publication is the steer's head. The W for willow, it represents the horns, and the C for creek is represented as the face. The W and C also meaningfully stand for William and Clarice, my parents. This is the dedication. Mama, you often said you'd die if you knew what we did on the farm. We did keep secrets from you and Dad, but we never came to much harm. Here are a few poems and memories too I want to pass along. I dedicate these to you and Dad, and thank you for making us strong. It's great having parents like you. God bless your life. It's been a wonderful song. winter of 51, 52, we had slaughterhouses back on my dad's farm up on top of a hill. And this is called Snowbound. It's about the blizzard. Blizzard of 52. Cattle bound in snow, fighting bitter wind of day. 5 men and 2 boys must go. Clee track exhaust, our only heat. Pea jackets and horsehide coats, buckled goulashes on our feet, trudging through snow, holding on ropes. Tan-colored hides, whiteness and strife. Cattle were shot. Death was slow. Throats were slashed with the knife. Kicking and thrashing to go. Blood ran fast, as did life. Red splashes on white snow. Onto a tarp, each was rolled, tied with a rope and cleat, dragging dead cattle to cooler hold. When would we find some heat? It was over now, except for cold. The darkness turned to sleet.
Blizzard of 52. Cattle bound in snow, fighting bitter wind of day. 5 men and 2 boys go. Cleat track only heat, pea jackets, horsehide coats, buckled galoshes on our feet, trudging through the snow. Tan-colored hides, whiteness and strife. Cattle shot, death slow. Red splashes on white snowbound. Snowbound, snowbound, snowbound. It was over now, except for cold.
Is it really the wind? If I could be the wind, I would know everything about it all. If the wind, I could touch all things, whether they big or small. Sometimes lightly, sometimes strong, like a spirit we do not see, sometimes rightly, sometimes wrong. What does it know of me? Where is the wind when you need it most? I noticed when it touches me. The wind is like an unseen ghost. Could it be that it is he? is True Grit, and this is about Virgil Foreman, my very dear friend that I knew for a number of years. He died in the year 2000, but we had a lot of fun and a lot of times together and a lot of memories. I call this True Grit. Cowboys are special, as the song goes, to the stall his horse he tied. With a calming hand on his horse's nose, John Byler his craft applied. John Byler was the farrier. Virgil was holding his horse and tied him up. Hooves were trimmed, couldn't nail on shoes. Old Dan had foundered, we couldn't ride. Weeks in ice water, old Dan soaked, the cowboy by his side. With patient care, they came through, cowboy and Dan, both tough as rawhide. Bush hogging fields and wood, replacing fence posts and rails, sometimes riding the tractor's hood, clearing trees and making trails. Changing a tire, pulling a nail, he's had a pretty good show. Together we cut many a trail, some on horses and some on snow. As friends we ran a straight line. I never judged his actions and he never judged mine. Back to the wall, his chances frail. He's taken many a hit. Through it all, he did not fail. He truly is True Grit. Friends, you always miss them.
Cowboys are special, as the song goes. Puts a common hand on his horse's nose. Hooves were trimmed just a bit too close. Weeks and nights, old and soaked. And there the cowboy by his side. Through the bitter wind, through the night. Whispering to him, you'll be all right. The two of them, tough as rawhide. True grit. True grit. True grit. True grit. Fixing fences, clearing trails, turning tires, pulling nails. True friends, we ran a straight line. Never judged his ways, nor did tough through it. Back to the wall, his chances through. He's taken many a hit, tough through it all. He did not fail. Tough through. He truly is true. Grit. Thank you.
This is when faith grows thin. I've walked with presidents in many a crisis and ran with soldiers across battlefields wide. I've rode a spaceship into the sky, and there too, at a new mother's side. I've been with minorities through racial pains and climbed mountains and swam ocean's tide. I've faced lions on the Serengeti plains and been with doctors in epidemics wide. I've been questioned when faith grows thin, and if you feel you're nearing the end, do not fear. Just search deep within. I am courage, your strength and your friend. You thought that was me, but it's courage.
Wow. This is our last song. Before we start this last one, I just want to quickly say thank you to everybody that came tonight. This is a little bit different than the other shows I've done with the videos in between and not talking in between. So if you'll stick around until after this song, I would love to take a quick second to thank a lot of people and to explain a little bit about why we're here, what this process has been like, and what you can expect from looking at the artwork on the walls. So, without further ado, this is When Faith Grows Thin, and this is our last song for tonight. I've walked in a crisis, and I've ran with soldiers wide. I've rode a spaceship into the sky, and there too, at a new mother's side. Ooh, when faith grows thin. Ooh, when faith grows thin. I've been with the marginalized, and I've climbed mountains and oceans tide. I've faced lions on the Serengeti plains, and there too, with you in epidemics wide. Ooh, when faith grows thin. Ooh, I am courage, your strength, your friend. Ooh, when faith grows thin. Ooh, when faith grows thin. This is my papa, everybody. If you couldn't tell. Yeah, can we please give a round of applause to him?
This is overwhelming. I never thought that my simple poems would be something like this. But I want to thank Karen. She's so special. And thank you all for coming. And the one about Virgil, that got me. If you have friends, and I'm sure you all do, keep them in your heart. They'll always be there. Don't ever forget them. It's where your memories are. It's where your life is. God bless you all. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you, Papa. That's very true. First, I wanted to thank you for writing the poems. Without you, this wouldn't be happening. So thank you to you, Papa, for expressing your suffering in the way that you did and writing that beautiful book of poetry. It's catalyzed such an amazing journey for me. So I'm very thankful to be a part of your story in some small way. You've already left a huge impression on me just with this one example. Other than you, I would secondly love to thank my team. This is Elijah. This is Autumn. This is Elijah. This is Autumn Traub on keys and vocals. And this is Elijah Bisbee. Before I thank the other two people, I want to just talk about these two really quickly. Elijah reached out to me last year sometime in June or July about his song. He runs songwriting retreats called Terra. If you would like to know more about them, it doesn't matter if you're a songwriter, a writer, a creative. It's a place for people who care about being creative and care about building community. So please talk to him, talk to any of us. We will vouch for them. This is how him and I grew to be great friends, and it's where Autumn and I officially became great friends. And without his songwriting retreats, this team here would not have formed, and I cannot thank the two of them enough because the songs that you just heard we wrote in the last month. I reached out to them at the beginning of January and said, hey guys, I'm thinking about splitting my next album into chapters, and I'm thinking about doing one in March. How does that sound? And they're like, that's 2 months away. I'm like, yes, it is. And they said, let's do it. And for the last 2 months, they have busted their tails helping me make this dream come true. So to these two specifically, I love to give a big round of applause. This quite literally would never have happened without them. My other two teammates are my incredible partner, Tori Kurtz, who's the one running around with the camera. She's an amazing partner in music and art and in life, and she's the one who produced my first record, so if you haven't heard it, listen to it because she did a wonderful job. So I'm really thankful for her. And new teammate as of last night, Nate Saggio, running the sound. Thank God for him. He really saved the day. This place closes at 7 p.m., and we had an hour to flip this from a coffee shop into a venue, and without his help and Elijah's help, just the whole team, we wouldn't have been able to do it. So very thankful to each of them. Thirdly, I would love to thank Lecco Coffee. If none of you have been here before, welcome. This is Tori's and my favorite coffee shop in Cleveland by far, obviously. Look at it. It's beautiful. They were so gracious to host, and they have been such accommodating folks in letting this happen. So please come back. Please buy some of their home-roasted coffee. They roast it in the basement of the owner's house. It's super grassroots and amazing. So come try it. If you haven't tried it tonight, I encourage you to maybe get decaf or something because it's late. But I'm super thankful to them. Lastly, the booklet that you have, if you didn't get one, I'm sorry. It seems like we a little bit more full than I thought. But if you do have one, in the very back, you'll see that chapter 2, the second chapter of this multi-chapter album release, will be happening on the rooftop at the Shoreway on June 17th. So if you want to come to that, please bring this booklet with you because it will essentially be like a refillable journal where you'll receive the next set of pages to fill the book once it's done. So thank you to Hannah, the manager of that space, for letting that happen. Thank you for being here tonight. And thank you to all of you, lastly, for showing up and saying yes to this. I didn't know what this was going to look like. I've never done something like this, so it means a lot that you all came and you supported each one of us. So thank you to you guys. Other than that, my name is Karin. I would love to meet you if I don't know you already, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your weekend, and I hope you always remember to never fear. You are so held, you are so taken care of, and if you just continue to look within yourself, you will continue to find that. Thank you.